Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Wrapping it up on a Friday.
Yeah.
KVJ after the show podcast.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah. All right.
Jaybird just sitting there frozen, pointing at the sky.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it. Ever since that one dude said he hated it, I like to fucking turn it back up.
He's living for it. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people thought you cursed on the regular show.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
We have a clip of it. Denny's did isolate a clip.
Yeah.
Jaybird was trying to say shipment.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about drugs, so
Right.
It
made
caught my
sense.
attention, too. Yeah, he said
I
shit
was like,
meant. Yeah, and it kind of like paused there for a second.
It sounded like I said, shit, man.
where's
Yeah.
my shit, man? About drugs.
What?
It was very contextual.
Did you see how Denny's came in? He's like, hey, I want to show you something. It'd be really cool. And when I walked into his little office, he goes, hey, man, I think you swore on the air. I don't want to say it in front of the guys, but I think you swore.
Aw, he was protecting
He
you.
He does. He protects his boy.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, no, man, I said shipment.
Yeah, I was thinking about dumping. I'm like, okay, no, I think you got it in there.
The phones blew up.
They did?
Yeah.
I'm so clueless. I didn't notice anything.
Me and Kevin both looked at each other, and then we went, okay, he said shipment.
Okay.
But it just didn't sound like it.
Yeah, people were texting in. It was kind of funny. Like going, oh my gosh, yeah, he just dropped the S-bomb.
Get real liberal on the microphone.
And no one caught it or cared.
No, he said that the chat room
I mean,
was-
like
Oh,
in here.
yeah.
Like out of me and Kevin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let me see here today. Email-wise, got to say what up to Kristen from Key West. She said, I'm a little bit behind because I had to evacuate Key West and I didn't get a chance to listen for a few weeks.
Oh
so
my gosh.
I just got to the segment where you guys are talking about going barefoot on a plane. I personally think that it's a case-by-case basis. If you're clean and you keep them in your own space, out of everybody else's face, I don't see a problem. But it's people like the picture attached that ruin it for everybody. I took this about a month ago. I kept feeling something hit my arm, and when I turned around, I saw this. WTF.
Oh,
Shit, that.
You have got to be kidding me.
Oh, man, them some
You
gnarly
gotta
feet.
put this on KVJ TV if you're just listening to the podcast at kvjshow.com. I almost threw up right on him. I elbowed it off, and the guy got to the point, and the guy got the point. But I thought about the entire flight and still contemplated saying something when we were getting off the plane.
Okay,
That's
that-
uncalled for.
That right there is a foot fungus. That guy's got an infection
Yeah.
of his foot toe.
Yeah.
That is gross. That is repulsive. What are you doing ever taking shoes off?
That makes my feet look awesome. That guy does have he's got a weird condition.
That's a foot fungus.
Yeah.
That's a fungal nail infection that has to be treated with hardcore medication. You are gross, sir.
She said, those feet are by far the most disgusting I've ever seen. Imagine them a few inches from your eyes and touching you. They had no business being out in public, let alone in a stranger's space.
How was she able to just elbow him and not say anything? I would have stood up and caused the biggest scene if I would have saw that foot.
And I would recommend getting her elbow looked at.
Thank you.
You know,
Yeah.
You have to be more careful with where you put your elbow.
She got elbow rot now.
Oh.
Wow. Crazy. Oh, do we have those Kinder eggs around here? I saw Chris Metro in the chat room. If nothing else, not
We
that we're going to
do.
shove them up our ass, but there was a story that we'd had. Can you grab those for me? Because I just
Yeah.
want to give for KVJ TV.
I just ate one.
I
like
wanted to
about
show that off.
10 minutes ago. It is so good.
Are they good? Now they're a German treat, but there was a guy that he was a drug dealer and he wasn't making a lot of money, so he decided to fill Kinder eggs with drugs and shove them in his ass, and then he tried to get back into jail. And they found him out, and it was just like a one, a two.
He was like a hen.
Yes.
But he was going to go in with the drugs and get rich on the inside.
So Chris sent these in. There is 7 in this thing I'm holding up on KVJ TV. Those are Kinder eggs. Those are the size of them.
There
So
was 9, but we ate 2.
who's we, Virginia?
Me and the intern.
She's not even an intern anymore.
Oh, that's right. She's not. She's a real employee.
She's a real employee.
legit. That's right.
So yeah, add one more to that batch, and that's how many and the size of those things he had up his
I mean,
ass.
after just 3 of them,
Just getting one. I mean, those
Yeah.
are big.
does he have a rhino ass? How would you be able to do that?
I don't know. I mean,
Even humans
I'm
have the
looking at
biggest
one.
ass out
Let me
there.
pull out one.
Yeah, let's each try to put one in our ass.
I'm just going to pull one out for the camera so that you can see.
Did he take it out of the package?
It is the package. If you take it apart,
Yeah.
it's 2 separate pieces.
Let me see what the whole, I'll break it down here, what the Kinder Egg looks like. Because, I mean, it's just, I'm trying to appreciate
Are we?
the feat that this guy did. Yeah, so.
Do they have Kinder Egg minis? Maybe. There's no way someone could put 9 of those up their butthole. No way.
I don't
So
know. I mean,
one side
it's Kinder.com is where you get them.
One
I mean,
side's chocolate snack, and one side's a toy.
okay, so there's like the toy and the one side, and then, yeah, the other side is your chocolate snack.
There's got to be.
Oh, my gosh.
It's
Minis.
so good.
Oh,
Let you have that. Just open that for
Bite
me.
that ball.
It's, this one's smashed, so.
Well, they melted a little bit in transit, but they're still delicious.
Okay. Maybe I don't want that to go to waste. But anyway, it gives you an idea.
okay, they do have mini eggs.
Okay.
There's no way that guy did
Well,
not.
this guy, is he a go-getter or not?
I just don't think that's physically possible. How can you get 9 of those in there?
Prove it.
Prove it.
What is in there?
Eat that ball. It's so good.
Ooh.
It's chocolate. It's delicious.
Very good.
I know it's possible to get at least one Kinder Egg in your asshole because that one I got to fit.
Well, I got to tell you, your butthole tastes great.
Like it's the first time you've tasted
That
it.
one fit fine.
That's delicious. What is in that? No.
It's Kinder Chocolate, and it is the best chocolate. It's for kids. It's super, super healthy. In other countries, they actually care about the candy they give to their kids, unlike our country, which gives our kids the shittiest, most horrible candy. That is so good for you and delicious at the same time.
I already feel
Yeah.
healthy eating it.
I'll tell you honestly, my boy Olivier from Brussels, he sent me Belgium chocolate. Dang, it's a different level.
It's a different
You're right,
level.
It's a different level.
They have
European chocolate is
so less artificial ingredients.
Yeah.
They have pure, delicious, real ingredients, and you can taste the difference. Our chocolate is BS, and we should rise up and say, stop it, or something. I don't know how we stop it, but it's not fair. The
Well, I
rest
mean-
of the world has great, delicious chocolate, and they get it.
Well, in the world of import, I think the world's getting smaller. And, you know, those are the kind of things you start discovering that. People just start ordering it online, getting their chocolate shipped to them.
We should.
If you really love it.
I wasn't expecting that.
It was good,
Was it good?
right?
It was really that good? Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. It's special.
Talking about the airlines real quick, this is kind of cool. Delta is going to start letting passengers send mobile messages for free during flights beginning on Sunday. So you'll be able to send messages using iMessage, WhatsApp, and Facebook Messenger through their Wi-Fi service that they have. And they said that it's going to be text only, not for transferring photos or videos, but at least you'd be able to chat with somebody on the ground.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool to be able to have that opportunity to do that.
So you can text your friend, I'm about to fight this guy with a gangrene foot right behind me,
Right.
right before you do it.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to send that photo. They'd be like, oh, let me see. Oh, dang it, I can't. I can only describe it. And it's hideous. Yeah, I don't understand. I imagine very soon we're going to get to a point in 5 years where anything you can do, you can get Wi-Fi, you can get whatever you do on the ground, you can do it. And that's going to be so much better.
Yeah.
You know, because now, like, when I go to fly, I had forgotten, like, I had a whole bunch of emails I want to catch up on and read, and I got into the plane, and it can't get your, so I couldn't get my emails. And I was like, oh, I thought I could, but I couldn't. So I thought I was going to do all this reading, and then,
Are you able to? I know you're not supposed to, but are you actually able to send texts when you're up in the air? Will they go through, or do they not go through?
Well, not now, but Delta's saying that, yeah, you'll be able to do just text, message, not photo, video.
If you buy the Wi-Fi, you can email, right?
Yeah, I
Now?
don't know. I thought I didn't go all the way on that. No, I thought I thought I was onto their Wi-Fi. I flew something when I went to Dallas a couple weeks ago. What the hell did we fly? And I was able to link into the plane's Wi-Fi, and so I was able to watch some TV on their server They had a couple channels that were on there.
Go in flight or something.
Yeah, but like I wasn't still able to get. So I'm like, I'm connected to their Wi-Fi. Why can't I get my emails? So that was. So I don't know. It was kind of weird. So it's still, and maybe there's a way, and I just couldn't figure it out. I'm not sitting there going, hey, can you help me? I need help. So couldn't figure it all out.
I would love to hear you ask for help in that voice.
How can you help me?
I like that.
That's how you have to order all your drinks at Blue Martini.
Every time you're on the microphone, hey, everybody, how you doing?
How you doing? Can I get a Shirley Temple? Take off your underwear, Virginia.
Too late.
Good. They say that more women need to go commando.
Yeah, I'm bottomless today. And
Are you?
I normally don't do that with a dress, but I am today.
You never do that with a dress unless we're doing a snack pack show and there's a ton of kids in the audience.
Hey, you got to learn sometime, right?
This was once your tunnel to life, kid.
That's right. You've been there before. Gynecologist says that underwear for ladies builds up heat and sweat, and it's a breeding ground for bacteria. And they say that you should let it breathe whenever you can. Try to go commando as much as possible. And when you're home, take off, especially if you're wearing lace or unbreathable material over your hoo-ha. Just trapping it in there, it's bad for you. You got to air that thing out.
Okay.
Air that thing out.
All right. Well, here, hold my leg.
Yep. They say it increases your risk drastically of developing two disgusting words and phrases, yeast and vaginal infections.
I think if you got it though, I mean, does every girl at least once in her life get a yeasty?
I don't know. I think some people are more prone to it, and I think it's a lot to do with your diet too.
Because I've heard it's not always about not being cleanly.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's
I
not.
think you can really take care of your hoo-ha and still get yeast infections.
Yeah, a little bacteria can get up there, and
I think more like you said, it's something in your DNA, your
diet,
makeup. Yeah.
your DNA. Is so many different things that can cause it, and there's different types too. It's not all just you got a yeast, because it's not always a yeast. You can have other issues that have the same symptoms.
Yeah. Well, one thing that the yeast is good for, beer.
And bread.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, let's make some.
Beer, bread, and bush.
3 B's.
Kevin, you've never sounded more pervy.
The 3 B's.
The 3 B's.
Here's another study that's like, oh, really? Drinking beer can lift your spirits.
Duh.
Sometimes drinking beer can bring spirits down too. Sad drunks, that can happen.
Sometimes if you want to be sad, you're going to be sad.
Very
People
true.
can drink through like a happy hour.
But I think sometimes if you have a sad mood and you drink, I think that can make the sad mood worse sometimes.
Absolutely.
I think it's about the level you do. And I think what this story is about, it teaches you the importance of the right amount, because they looked at 13,000 food components, and they found out whether they stimulate the reward center in the brain and make you feel good, or they don't. And they found that hordenine, which is found in malted barley and beer, stimulates the reward center of the brain and makes people happy. So even if you're like a depressing kind of person, when you first start, that reward center is going to be like, cool, it's going to light up. And then I think what we often say, and I do this all the time, well, if that much made me feel that good, just double the amount's going to make me feel doubly better, right?
I agree.
I agree.
And then you keep going and going, and then all of a sudden you're sad drunk because you're intoxicated. But it starts off like that first beer or that second beer. You're like, when you start to get a little bit, when you start to feel your body changing, you're going, okay, it's starting to hit me. It's hitting the reward centers. And typically when that happens, you're like, okay, it's a positive experience. Now they're going, oh no.
Right.
So that's where it's good.
When do you have a physical tell when you know you've had too much to drink, or you've had that one drink too many? You go, all right, this is starting to happen to me. I need to maybe hit the brakes. Did you have that?
Probably, if anything, for me, it's like I'll stutter on a word.
You'll stutter on a word. Okay.
Yeah, that's usually the most.
Jason doesn't care about that.
Yeah, I'll like, that's kind of like my personal telltale, where I'm like going, okay, you better back off. But yeah, other than that, and that's why sometimes, because I don't show a lot of traditional signs of like other people do, it's harder to tell. And even for me, that's part of the problem that I have. Is I'm always like, I'm fine, and it's so subtle with me that it comes on that I don't realize I'm shit-faced.
But the
because
people who
I
know,
function so well.
the people who know you well, though, like,
Yeah.
I can tell when you are buzzed, and I can tell when you are more than buzzed. But that's because I know you well.
Yeah.
The very first cocktails and karaoke that we did at Blue Martini, so
Yeah.
fun. You had a healthy buzz. Oh, it was awesome.
You rocked.
Yeah.
You
rocked
That
it.
was awesome. That was your best. That was your best.
That was
your best cocktail and
performance.
karaoke performance.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Who would've
alcohol
thought?
would have helped you?
I know.
Cocktails and karaoke.
I know, right? Yeah, I think I only had like 2 there. I had like maybe 3 before. So yeah, 5 I start to.
5 is great.
Yeah, 5's a good place. In fact, I always try to tell myself, try to stay on it. And the only thing that gets away from you too is expanded time. If you've been out like 5-6 hours, you're like going, okay, I'm only doing like a beer an hour. It's all good. And then
You all pre-gaming tonight for tonight?
yeah, I'll have a couple of beers. I always like Friday afternoons. I'll have a few.
I will too. Friday afternoons, I gotta take all my hurricane shit out of my apartment and take it all. It's getting all inventoried with my landlord and all. I'm getting new hurricane shutters. So I have a bunch of hurricane shutters upstairs that I now have to take down. Ugh.
That's kind of awful.
You have to take them off the windows?
I gotta take them. There's some of them on the window, and a lot of them are in my room still because when I got up there during the hurricane, I realized I put them on and they didn't go down. They didn't cover up my window completely. So I had a bunch of them upstairs, and they are so cumbersome. You want to come over and help out a little pregame? I gotta do it today.
I want to share with you something that I read. I thought was pretty good, and maybe you guys can get something out of it.
Ugh.
Sorry, I sneezed. I did it off mic.
Yeah, but you can still hear. I mean, that's so gnarly.
There was an awful after effect that
Yeah,
happened with all that.
I don't care what kind of cough button you're hitting.
Oh, my eyes watered. That was a big one.
Yeah.
You're so leaky in your nose.
Oof.
That's not the only place. You didn't ask me why I'm not wearing underwear. You made me laugh so hard earlier. I pee-peed in them.
Leaky and your privates.
That's why I'm not wearing underwear. I had to go
You
in
already
the
pissed them all up?
I had to go in the bathroom, take them off, hide them in my bra, come back in here.
And you get on me about anything? That's fucked.
It's your fault. You made me laugh
You
so hard
took
that I
your-
peed my pants.
Your pissy panties and put them in your bra.
I didn't know what else to do with them. I couldn't hold them.
Pissy, sneezy.
I know. I guess thank you for it not being poop.
You're right. We will look at the positives here.
I mean, I guess you're not as gross as you could be.
This is 13 things you should give up if you want to be successful
Uh-oh.
that I saw here. And it's on our Facebook page. So if you like going, oh, okay, I can't remember that because I read through this the other day. And I picked out a good nugget, and then I read through it again this morning. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to bring this in here, but I put it on our Facebook page too. So if you're like going, oh, I forgot a few.
Okay, so success is measured in many different ways. Is this more of a career type of thing, or this is overall life, family, everything included?
I think it's overall general well-being. A lot of it has to do with just success and probably achieving your goals, whatever they might be. And they could be family, and they could be fitness, and they could be career. It could be just whatever those things
Gotcha.
are. Yeah. It's things that you're probably doing that you need to let go of.
Okay.
And you're like saying, why am I not achieving
All
my
right,
goals?
let's get into it.
There, one of these 13 things might speak to you and might be one of your roadblocks. And I'll point out the one that I thought spoke to me. And I wrote it down, but then I realized the other 12 are good as well.
I like that. Let's all talk about the ones that speak to you. If you hear one say, "Oh shit, that's me,"
Yeah,
Okay.
if there's one that convicts you, when I get to it, I'll let you know the one that convicted me.
Shipment. That's me.
1, give up on the unhealthy lifestyle. There are only 2 things to keep in mind here: healthy diet, physical activity. That's it.
It speaks to me. I could be way better.
Yeah, I could be too.
Number 2, give up the short-term mindset. Successful people set long-term goals, and they know these aims are merely the result of short-term habits that they need to do every day. There's a difference between working out to get a summer body, which I'm going to work really hard to get that summer body, but then you tend to fall back off of, and working out because that's who you are. They're saying, instead, of just working out for a short-term goal. Make it a long-term habit.
And that's a lifestyle change.
It's a lifestyle
gonna
change,
turn
yes.
into.
It's like people talk about, and that would be the thing. They'd say, don't go on a diet. Stop diets. Don't do any more dieting. Just change how you eat.
Just do
And
better.
Yeah.
Do better. That's really kind of what I
Yeah.
do now. I try not to, because I used to get upset if I was trying to eat healthy and then I'd fuck it up. I just say, look, tomorrow's another day, and try to eat better.
Yeah,
I did
that's
really. The one thing I did this week, I didn't eat too many sweets this week.
Good.
Baby steps.
Yeah, they say that dieting and in the health world now, like people don't even talk about diets because they're like, it's bad for you. It puts you on a yo-yo plane where you're up, down, up, down, up, down. It's not healthy.
Well, the root word is die.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number 3, give up on playing small. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. If you never try and take great opportunities or allow your dreams to become realities, you will never unleash your true potential. And the world will never benefit from what you could have achieved. So voice your ideas, don't be afraid to fail, and certainly don't be afraid to succeed.
That's a big one. I think people are so afraid to fail and look stupid and silly, and that will completely keep you in that fear closet. I don't want to look dumb. Oh my gosh, what if I'm embarrassing myself?
Yeah.
Go for it.
And, you know, they talk about, too, kind of the people that you are around. And that has something to do with it, too. And some people, if you're hanging around with people that are, in a sense, beneath you, it's not about being pretentious or whatever. But it's like...
They're bringing you down for the goals you need to achieve.
Yes, they say give up the toxic people. And they may be in your life, and they may be holding you back from who you could be. It says you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That is who you are.
Shit.
And he said there are...
I don't know if I like that stat.
There are people who are less accomplished in their personal and professional life, and there are people who are more accomplished than us. If you spend time with those who are behind you, your average will go down, and with it, your success. But if you spend time with people who are more accomplished than you, no matter how challenging that might be, you will become more successful. So that's kind of what they're saying about who you're with, and don't play down to the people around you.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does on some avenues. I think you can still have people in your life that you care about, and they may not be on your equal plane. They may be a little bit below you as far as where you're trying to go with your goals, but you can still keep them in your life, and there's something to learn from that.
If you have people that they're getting past that age and all they do is they go hang out in the bars or they're doing something that's unproductive, you know, in their time.
Sure, I agree with that.
You might want to say to yourself, being like, going, you know what, I need to shake that part of it off and say, you know, I got other things I want to do, and that's keeping me from it.
But whether that guy or girl in the bar's got a heart of gold, they may not. Yeah, they're not on the same path of success as you, but you still care about them. Does that mean fuck those people?
No, I don't think it means like you turn your back on them.
Okay, good.
But it's that, you know, when you're spending your time and how you're shaping your free time and with the things that you're doing and accomplishing, that will affect you.
It'll keep you from being where you want to be.
And
Yeah.
I believe that.
Because you're swimming circles with a one-legged duck.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that kind of did speak to me, too, that was on this thing was, see if I can find it exactly. I'm going to go on to number 4 here, but it said, give up your excuses. Successful people know that they're responsible for their life, no matter their starting point, weaknesses, and past failures. You do hear some people make excuses, say, yeah, I'm not successful like them because I wasn't born into this, or I wasn't, you know, that, or they had more free time, or they wound up meeting that person that made them successful. And so a lot of times, and sometimes I've even done that myself. I've been like, oh, you know, some of the goals that I wanted to accomplish, I didn't because I just wasn't in the right place at the right time, like so-and-so. And that's making an excuse for it.
A lot of times, too, you know, anytime you read or see any of those documentaries about people who are successful, there's a common thread. They got a lot out of failing, and they didn't take failing hard. Not to say that they loved failing, but they would fail. They'd get the research, the information from failing, and then they'd get back on the horse.
They didn't stay at failing.
They didn't stay at failing.
They failed, and they went, let me try it differently.
Well, I think they changed their way of looking at things. They go, all right, well, that didn't work out, and it's failing in a sense, but it's not failing my entire life or the entire project. I'm going to learn something from it. I mean, learning from learning from failure, I think, is so important.
When I read that Joan Rivers biography, after she died, they wrote it, and it was really good. That was one of the main things that all of the people around her, business, professional, friends,
She didn't let it.
she never let failure keep her down.
They say that about
She
all
was
of them.
tenacious. She would switch it up and flip it up and try something different. She wasn't afraid when everybody was telling her, "Oh, QVC, that's so peasant. Why would you go on QVC?" Meanwhile, she went on QVC and made billions.
And that goes for any field, not
right.
just people who are on TV. I mean, whatever you're doing, just you can't let that, even depression, you can't live there the entire time. If not, you're going to be completely sad.
Don't stop trying, and don't let anybody else's opinion of what you're doing affect you doing it or not. If you believe in something, do it.
Not to say you're not going to get sad and depressed, because every human does. You just can't camp out and live there.
Right.
Number 5 on the list of the 13 things you should give up if you want to be more successful. Give up the fixed mindset. The future belongs to those who learn more skills and combine them in creative ways. Invest an immense amount of time on a daily basis to develop a growth mindset, acquire new knowledge, learn new skills, and work hard.
I mean, it's so true. But
You gotta grow.
But here's the thing, though. The reason why a lot of people don't do that is because it's fucking work. You gotta look. You have to sit your ass down. It's discipline.
But you gotta expect to get more and get better and grow, right? I mean,
Well-
you can't just be like, "Oh well, I'm happy here where I am."
I personally think whatever you want to get involved in, if you have passion, you may not be the best, but I really do think you can always make a living and be somewhat successful as long as you have true passion.
Number 6, give up believing in the magic bullet. Overnight success is a myth. Successful people know that making small, continual improvement every day will be compounded over time and give them desirable results. That is why you should plan for the future, but focus on the day that's ahead of you and improve just 1% every single day. Today matters. There's a book John Maxwell put out called that, and it's about that, saying you may be thinking about tomorrow, but today matters. Make yourself better today, because you'll look back in a year of thinking it didn't amount to much. You'll be going, holy crap, look at where I am today, or my skill set, or just as I am as a person.
Not even today, now matters. A lot of people they're not in the moment. I think being in the moment's very huge.
Number 7, give up your perfectionism. Fear of failure, or even fear of success, often prevents us from taking an action and putting our creation out there in the world. But a lot of opportunities will be lost if we wait for the things to be right. So I'm going to put it out there when it's perfect, but it never may be perfect. I've heard about that in the tech game, that, a lot of times they're like, I'm going to put out something that's flawed. That's why they're going, this thing sucks. But they just put it out. Otherwise, if they waited till the whole thing was perfect, it would never come out.
Yeah.
So you got to just
Thus,
sometimes throw
the
it out there.
iPhone 8.
I gotta tell
Exactly.
you, this is one list from Kevin that does not suck.
Number 8 of the 13 things you should give up if you want to be successful: give up multitasking. An interesting quote from Winston Churchill: "You will never reach your destination if you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks."
Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm. You walk through your day and you've got a lot of distractions. Hey, do this, rough. Oh, everybody's trying to get your attention, especially now social media. Oh, I got to respond to that. Oh, I got to do this.
That guy
Oh,
called me
gotta...
a fuckface.
Right.
Well, I gotta call him a dick nose.
They're barking dogs. Stop throwing the stones. Choose one thing and then beat it into submission. Focus on one thing. If it's going to be your physical fitness, really focus on that. Don't be like going, okay, wow, I've heard this list from Kevin, so today I'm going to start being a better parent. I'm going to get physically fit. I'm going to fix my diet. I'm going to stop drinking. No.
No, don't stop drinking. I mean,
Yes.
the better
If
parent.
anything, drink more.
Right.
Yeah, the better parent, I would put that third on that list.
Focus on one thing at a time. Give up your need to control everything is number 9. Detach from the things you cannot control and focus on the ones you can.
That's a big
That's a big
one.
one for you too, I think, Kev.
I try to realize what I cannot control and try to say I'm going to do my best to help guide it, but I got to realize that my power ends. You got to know that sometimes the only thing you will be able to control is your attitude towards something.
You're right.
As cliche as that sounds, that is very spot on.
Are you going to get upset when things don't go your way?
Yes.
Or are you just going to have a happy life?
Fuck that. Oh, yeah. No, a happy life. I want a happy life.
Number 10, give up on saying yes to things that don't support your goals. Successful people know that in order to accomplish their goals, they will have to say no to certain tasks, activities, and demands from their friends, family, and colleagues. In the short term, you might sacrifice a bit of instant gratification, but when your goals come to fruition, it will all be worth it. One story that I thought of when I was a kid, I heard about this. When I grew up, I was a big fan of Eddie Van Halen in the band Van Halen and watching him play. And then as I started to get into guitar, they had this thing called tablature where you can see the notes. And I remember one time, and I was looking through the tablature of a Van Halen song, and I was like, holy crap. When you saw what his fingers were doing and how they're moving, I'm like going, that's physically impossible. Like, how did he do that? And then I heard about Eddie Van Halen in high school. His buddies would be like, going, come on, let's go out and party. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to stay home and play guitar. And on Friday and Saturday nights, he was so into guitar, and he had such a vision of what he wanted to do and how good he wanted to be. He was just in his bedroom on Friday and Saturday nights when his dumbass buddies were out doing whatever. And you think about if he would have said, you know what, I'm going to go out and hang out with my buddies. He wouldn't have been where he is, wouldn't have had the career and the life that he had because he gave up on those. And I look back at what I was doing on Friday and Saturday nights in high school. Gosh, I would give that up in a heartbeat.
Well, but I think the thing that's important to recognize on that is he knew his passion and he loved it and he followed it. That was the only thing that was important to him.
Long-term goals for him were much bigger than the instant gratification of a dumbass night with friends. Number 12 is give up your need to be liked. The only way to avoid pissing people off is to do nothing important. And that was the nugget that stood out to me when I read that. And I was like, gosh, that's good. Because, yeah, sometimes I just want to keep the peace so much. And especially when we're dealing with stuff, you know, you tiptoe around certain subjects because you're like, you know, you dance into that. You can't do anything but piss people off. But, you know, the only way to avoid pissing people off is to do nothing important. And sometimes you do have to say, you know what, I'm going to pull through. And, yes, I'm going to get a lot of haters. And the only thing you can do is to remain authentic, improve, and provide value every day, and know that the growing number of haters means that you are doing important things.
Yeah, freedom!
If you're not doing anything important, you're not going to have any haters. And so if your goal is to, I just don't want people to hate on my stuff. I don't want people to dislike me or dislike what I'm doing, then do nothing and they won't. But if you do anything of any significance, there will always be detractors. And you can a lot of times rate the value of what you're doing by the amount of people that hate you.
Yeah, I there's different types of hate, but you're right. If you're being authentic to yourself and you believe what you're saying and doing, you're able to take that hate.
Yep. And number 13, finally here, give up your dependency on social media and television. Unless your goals depend on either, you should minimize or even eliminate your dependency on them and direct that time towards things that can enrich your life.
Hear, hear, man. A lot of people waste their life on social. If it's something you enjoy, you love, and you get great fulfillment out of that, I say go for it. But I know that that's not true for everybody.
I see a lot of smart people that I know that just kind of go, I check it once a month.
Yeah, I know, because not everyone has to post every fucking thing or emotion they're doing throughout the fucking day.
So recognize that and realize that might be keeping you from some of your goals. You may not even realize the time that is evaporating, and not only time, but your attention is evaporating to things that in the end game don't mean anything. So
you're missing life because you're focused on your phone.
Yeah.
Great list,
That happens
Kev.
to me a lot.
Yeah, that's very good.
That's why, like I said, I got that one nugget. I reread it today. I was like, I'm going to share this because this is something that I think a lot of people will hopefully get at least one thing out of it. And again, if you would like to look it over again, because it really sunk in the second time I read it. First time I was like, yeah, it's pretty good.
It's definitely one of those ones you might want to post that up on your mirror somewhere and just read that. Have that out always.
Yeah, 13 things you should give up if you want to be successful is on the KVJ Show Facebook page right now. Go check it out. Got a couple little shout-outs. One from Steph. She said, hey, my mom and son visited you guys last year from New York. I'm watching KVJ TV on YouTube, and my 3-year-old says, hey, we were there. And then when Jaybird came on, he says, hey, he gave me the toy.
I remember them.
Yeah. Surprised he remembers. Thought it was funny.
Aww.
That's cool.
Be down in December, hopefully. So there you go. I'd love to see you then, Steph. Bring the whole family by again. Happy birthday to Jen. Turning 50 today. It's from the KVJ Nation chat room. You're truly a wonderful and beautiful person inside and out. From the amigos, Tati, Shaikev, Kimmy, Josie Girl, Hector, Trish, Lisa, Lou, Detta, Danny, Rosa, and anyone else who may have accidentally been forgotten.
Oh, that's the web fraternity right there, or the chat room fraternity.
The diehards.
Yeah.
The true blue.
Also, got Kate Wagner said, hey, would like to see if you could give me a shout out. No, it's kind of late. It's not a birthday, but I want my dad to know how much I appreciate him for everything he's done. He's a firefighter, and he helps anybody with anything they need and is just a good person from the heart. He listens to you guys every morning on his way to work. His name is John Wagner.
Oh,
so
I know
that's
that.
really cool. Yeah, you do?
Yeah. Little Kate is Magnolia's friend, so hopefully she's not listening to the podcast.
I wonder if he has the nickname Wags. I played baseball with a guy with that name. Everyone called him Wags.
I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
Ask Wags that.
He's such a sweet guy. It's such a, you meet somebody and you're just like, oh, I just like your aura.
Yeah,
That's him.
first time I met Kevin, I was like, this motherfucker is sweet.
So many people had that reaction. So many. And then from Kathleen, she said, hey, it's Kat. Here's the flyer for the group that wants a shout out in the morning. The Uncaged will be collecting items for Puerto Rico tomorrow, which is today, Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. as well. The collection site will be at the Sears Plaza at 4560 Forest Hill Boulevard in West Palm Beach. They will be shipping all the donations on Sunday straight to Puerto Rico. Thank you in advance. Have a wonderful evening. So there you go. That's the info on that. I'll be doing our hurricane collection for the Keys. That is going to be tomorrow, probably about 12:30. I'm going to be out there. I'm coming from Phipps Park. My boy's playing a baseball game. Got back in it. Opening day.
Big doing.
Yeah.
That park's been around since I was
Yeah.
a sperm.
Yeah. It's old school. So, yeah, he's got the opening day baseball, and I'll be there. It ends at noon. So
That's awesome.
yeah, he's back in playing some baseball. I'm happy for him.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Is he liking it?
yeah, and that's how I told him. I said, hey, the only thing I need you to do is just have a good time, man.
No,
So-
no, he needs to drive the ball to the fucking park. Let's
Yeah.
go, Cannon. Get that shit together.
Yeah.
When your parents name you Cannon, the expectation's high.
You gotta
Oh, we would love it. We
you
would
gotta drop
love it.
bombs. You gotta drop bombs.
We would love it. The most valuable lesson, if I learned one thing from all my years coaching my daughter in softball and being a part of it, I can't tell you countless hours I was out there working with her, is make sure it's your kids' passions and not your own that is driving them. Because if it is your passions and your desire to see them be a great athlete, it will not succeed. Or even if it does slightly, it will backfire and your kid will be miserable the entire time.
To add on to that, to think I did all the baseball stuff growing up, and then I was in youth athletics, and I helped coach kids. And to echo what you're saying, sort of, the one thing I learned was that parents are fucking insane.
They are.
They
Yeah.
are.
They are. Everybody thinks that their kid is going to be an amazing athlete. And honestly, it is a very small percentage of the kids that stand out. And honestly, the stats usually say about 1%.
But
So let your kids have fun. And if they are passionate, like Eddie Van Halen was with guitar, they will drive themselves. They will stay home on their own. They'll tell their friends, no, I'm going to practice instead of go out and be a dumbass. And then they'll be successful. But that's got to come from them and not from you.
I know a lot of guys who played baseball all through college, some in the pros. They didn't make the major leagues, but they're still in baseball, making a living, either coaching or teaching, doing it. It's not. They're not playing for the Braves, but they're still involved in something that they love, and they're getting paid for it.
Yeah, and when I kind of like took my foot off of my daughter's throat, you know,
Hit the
she,
fucking cutoff, man.
Physically and emotionally.
You gotta hit the cutoff, man, Caitlin. What the shit?
I was a little intense at times.
My favorite, when I went out to help Kevin coach with his daughter, this is when she was little. This was the rec
Yeah.
team. Kevin brought out the team, what we're going to be doing. It was just like the show. It was fucking prep. Okay, from 3 to 3:15, we'll be running from 3:15. It looked
We had the most
it was
organized practices.
so
They were flawless.
organized.
We looked like the military. We looked like the Marines out there practicing softball.
I looked at it, I go, Kevin, are we doing a fucking show today?
It's a little intense. I'm competitive. What can I say?
You literally needed a chill pill.
I like to win. But she loves softball a lot more now that I'm not in it. So,
Ah.
yes. And she plays all the time. So, there you
the
go.
cutoff, man.
Well, I mean, come on. I told her plenty of times.
Well, you gotta hit the cutoff.
Glove hand! Glove hand! God, how hard is this to get? Glove hand!
Get the fucking butt down. I've seen coaches do that to kids, by the way. Get the fucking butt down.
Guilty. Guilty.
With the F word and everything?
I've never seen Kevin do that, but I saw a coach to a 9-year-old, get the fucking butt down.
Didn't swear, but I said get the butt down a
And
lot.
surprisingly, the kid didn't get the butt down, but he did cry.
And shit himself, probably.
All right, guys. We'll hopefully see you tonight at Blue Martini City Place. We're going to do KVJ cocktails and karaoke. So come out, have some drinks, have some food. It's going to be dry. People are like going patio inside. We're going to be inside on the stage. Take over the stage.
No
Yeah.
patio. There's
Yeah.
no AC on the patio.
Yeah.
I like to be inside.
That's right. So come on out. Let's have a good time. Get this weekend going right. See you later.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.